Welcome back to Crypto Cypher Daily, everyone. Let's talk about the worst thing that could happen in cryptocurrency right now. Bitcoin bull Mike Novogratz says that altcoins are at risk of another 70% drop. Then I'll talk about 3 things that could start a chain reaction. We need 3 things. Crypto hedge fund says that to see that could start Bitcoin's next bull run. CEO Suzu so much is. In today's video, I'll tell you about everything that's going on in cryptocurrency. Michael Novogratz, a billionaire who used to work on Wall Street and is now a Bitcoin bull, warns crypto traders. Galaxy Digital CEO and Bitcoin bull Mike Novogratz said that altcoins are at risk of another 70% drop. Is warning cryptocurrency traders that altcoins could still lose a lot of value. Novogratz tells the almost 500,000 people who follow him on Twitter that altcoins are still at risk. Even if they are already down a lot from their all-time highs, they are still losing more than half their value. Alts are down more than 80% from their 2017 highs, which were over 95%. This is another 70%. My point is that picking bottoms is risky, and if you do it slowly, the billionaire also gives you permission to do it. A pessimistic view of the whole financial market suggests that crypto assets are probably headed for a fall. To lower prices, one problem with risk modeling is that all of the stress examples in. The Fed has been easing monetary policy for the past 3 decades, which has caused bottoms to happen. Since it's still early in the tightening cycle, it's hard to trust models or even gut feelings. Even with all of this reality, Mike Novogratz is still a Bitcoin bull, saying that even though the background looks bad, he still thinks that the cryptocurrency markets will get better in the long run. Crypto is not going away. Human capital is still coming into the space at a fast rate. Building decentralized infrastructure that lets value and ownership flow as freely as possible. As long as information on the internet isn't slowing down, the metaverse's GDP is going in one direction. Our community is strong because everyone in it believes in a new way of doing things and knows that it will work. This is very early, so if Mike Novogratz is still bullish in the long run, why is he telling traders to be careful? A drop of another 70. I have 2 ideas about why he is so bearish in the short term. This is exactly what he is saying, and it will happen to a lot of altcoin projects. As you know, not all altcoins are the same. Some altcoins are better than others. Some people pump too hard or don't have as many basics that could help them. Even though we've already seen a 70 to 80% drop, prices are expected to drop another 70%. My other thought about why Mike Novogratz is so vocal about warning people and why he is so bearish is that he has a lot to lose. If you follow the stock market like we do, you know that he recently made a mistake. Could say that he was a big nut because he was so bad, and both Terra Luna and Oost collapsed, and he was kind of like one of the faces of this, and now, of course, he's coming back to the market and saying, hey, there's a lot of risk, be aware of the risk, which I actually really liked. What Suzu said. The CEO of 3 Arrow Capital, a crypto hedge fund, lists 3 possible catalysts. For Bitcoin to go up again, pay attention to these 3 things. The CEO of a cryptocurrency hedge fund, Suzu Arrow Capital, says he can think of 3 things that could start a new Bitcoin bull market. Before he lists the 3 reasons why he thinks Bitcoin is about to enter the mainstream, he says, 1. A range for building up, which shows that the downtrend doesn't have to go on for much longer. So, these are the reasons why he thinks we're in an accumulation range and why we're at the bottom or few different things close to the bottom. 1. According to Suzu, 7 weeks in a row, Bitcoin's price has gone down the most in its history, which shows that sellers are running out of things to sell. The fall of Terra and Oost could be a sign of surrender and the start of a change in style. The 3rd sign that Bitcoin is getting back on its feet is that it's starting to rise again. During overnight hours in the last week, the S&P 500 has seen unusual strength against stock markets. Is down 4.5%, while Bitcoin is up 1%. This is a surprising sign of strength for Bitcoin. When all markets are going down, the 4th sign that catches Suzu's eye is the simple number of transactions. A piece of software that compares the current price of Bitcoin to its 200-day moving average. He says that the only way to tell if Bitcoin is overbought or oversold is to look at the Bitcoin prices are near all-time lows, which suggests that they are undervalued. Suzu also talks about how Bitcoin works. Trading at a premium during the Asia session, so Bitcoin trades at a premium during the Asian session. The markets are going up, and Suzu also pointed out some secondary signs that were accumulating in crypto. closer to the bottom, cut at a change in the trend. Here are the secondary signs. 7K Bitcoin. Tether FUD is back in the news because money poured into a Canadian ETF on the day of the low. Bitfinex longs well through all-time highs, and then people start shorting Bitcoin as a way to protect themselves. Private sales. Now let's talk about the 3 main signs. Make a list of the things that could start the next bull market and explain each one. Conference of 44 central banks in El Salvador. Number 2 OPEC countries to use Bitcoin and crypto. And international payments and 3 commodity nations sovereign wealth to do thesis driven. Cryptography allocation. So, Suzu's first catalyst is the meeting that just took place in El Salvador. The second thing that officials from 44 different countries talk about when they talk about Bitcoin is the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, might accept cryptocurrency payments. This would be a big deal for oil purchases, and the third trigger/catalyst refers to the chance that any of the world's sovereign wealth funds from commodity central banks putting money into Bitcoin. This could start the next bull market. If you ran an ETF in the US, I think it would start the next bull market. I agree with both of these experts' points of view. There will be altcoins that decline another 70%. And some good altcoins could fall another 30, 40, 50, 60, or 70%. That will rise again. Mike Novogratz is too careful because he just got caught with his mouth got him in trouble. I agree with everything Suzu said about why we're in an accumulation phase. We may have already hit bottom or be very close to it, and his list of 3 possible causes. Catalysts. I'm also adding the possibility of a Bitcoin ETF in the United States. Look at this chart, which shows that there are many reasons to be bullish in the long term. Obviously, the trend line goes back much further than August 2021, and it's been a lot less time. But right now, we're at a record high because Bitcoin whales are buying a lot of addresses. Balances of over $10,000 have never been higher, and people are buying the dip. This initial sell-off, but look, it's right back up to number 2 just thinking about Ethereum. D5 the Web3 space compared to old school tech like Silicon Valley Web3 companies. From what I've seen, most companies are giving engineers more money and more equity. You don't think that crypto is going to take over the world, do you? The result, and more people are getting into cryptocurrency than ever before. Both the good and bad. At VCon, the musician Pharrell Williams said that his Web3 is scaring the system. He also talked about how he sees blockchain tech is making the world a better place, and Martin Shkreli used Uniswap while he was in jail. Pharma exec Martin Shkreli has shared some of his thoughts since he got out of prison for securities fraud. On Bitcoin D5 Web3 with the cryptocurrency community, hi if Web3 if crypto doesn't need permission. That means both good and bad people will use it, which is why I'm optimistic about crypto. This is why I still work with cryptography. Tell me which digital currencies you're buying. I'm Omar, and I want to buy any cryptocurrency you're selling in the comments below. Friends, see you tomorrow.